Good afternoon, all. I welcome Mr. Ram Sundar, Founder Director, EPSEC Security Labs, Chennai, for delivering a session on web application security, IT audit, and safeguard technologies. Ram Sundar is a certified ethical hacker and cybersecurity, cybersecurity researcher with 3 years experience of hands-on experience in the domain of information security, got recognized by various organizations for reporting vulnerabilities. EPSEC Security Lab is a startup in cybersecurity organization providing services and training with passionate ethical hackers. The team of certified ethical hackers with more than 2 years experience and hands-on experience in the domain of information security are working, and they are actually recognized by various organizations for reporting vulnerabilities like 1 rupee vulnerability, disclosure of sensitive information, and major critical vulnerabilities. Welcome, Ramsundar. You can start your session now.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much, ma'am. Okay. Okay. So, shall we start the class or like a session? Okay. And before going to the session, I would like to inform you, and I won't go with kind of presentation thing and everything. I'll be going with some kind of live demos and everything, including for web application security and for IT auditing. Okay, so once I'll explain you one kind of vulnerability, and I'll just tell you the safeguarding techniques and also IT auditing policy for that particular vulnerability and for the particular web application. Okay, so before going to the practical session, I have to tell that what kind of things in web application security and everything. Okay, let me share my screen. And also, if you have any doubts or kind of queries, you can just ping on the chat box so that I can see that and I can deliver you the answer. Okay. The first thing, okay, web application security and IT auditing. Okay, what is mean by web application security? Web application is nothing but kind of web apps. Web apps is nothing but like Gmail and then Microsoft, like kind of web application. While you're looking on the internet and then your browser, Chrome browser or Firefox or everything. Okay, security is nothing but we are going to secure those kind of informations like your personal information like your mail id and then phone number, address, or some of this kind of things we are going to secure it. And what kind of hackers will do is hacker will try to hack those information for their personal use or for by selling those information in the black market. Okay, so here what we are going to see is in this web application security, we are going to see what kind of things is happening on the web application security. Okay, so mainly in web application security, penetration testing. Penetration testing, most of the people will know, as I'll explain you. Penetration testing is nothing but we are going to find out the vulnerabilities and through that vulnerabilities we are going to exploit and we are going to gather some kind of information. So that will be concluded as an penetration testing. Okay, your cyber attack against your computer system to check for exploitable vulnerabilities. Okay, so in this scenario, I'll go with some kind of real-time scenario. So first thing, penetration testing methodologies. Okay, so consider you have some kind of enemies or kind of people who is not liked by you or kind of thing. Okay, the first thing, if you need to kill them or if you need to beat them or kind of thing, you'll be getting some kind of information about them. So that will be considered as an information gathering. Okay, in information gathering, what we have to do is, okay, let me take one site. For example, I'm just taking one site, educloud360.com. So which I am showing you the demo is full and full responsibly disclosed, and this is not an illegal thing. Okay, I have to say this. Okay, so first thing I have to gather some kind of information. Okay, what kind of information? I have to know what kind of website is this and what kind of technology they have been used. Technology means nothing but technology means what kind of languages, back-end languages and front-end, what kind of front-end they are using and what kind of back-end languages they are having used. Okay, back-end languages is nothing but major persons will be know like PHP, Java, that means JSP, and ASPX is nothing but .NET, Similar this kind of, and then Node.js and React.js, everything they'll be using for web application or web development. Okay, so first thing we have to know what kind of language they have been using and what kind of things for front end and everything they have been using. Everything we have to know. So for that, I'll tell you the tools, not kind of open source tools. Okay, you can go with buildwith.com. Okay, so just note it down. Whoever else needs this kind of information, just note it down. Okay, buildwith.com. In this buildwith.com, what you can do is you can just find out what kind of language they have been used and what kind of mailing server they have been used on the website. Okay, so this is the first step for web application security. That means you are going to find out the vulnerabilities. This is the first step. Okay, I'm just copying this URL. I'm just copying this URL. Okay, I'm just pasting it. Okay, only the URL and not this HTTP and everything. You can give just www dot, otherwise your domain name. Domain name is nothing but you have to erase this www dot is everything. Okay, I'm just giving a lookup. Okay, so through this you can see here the first thing is framework. What is Mimic framework? What kind of language framework they have been using? Okay, framework is nothing but ASP.NET. ASP.NET is nothing but Microsoft platform. Okay, and similar this kind of JavaScript libraries. What kind? Sorry.
Ram Sundar.
Sorry. Okay. Okay. So JavaScript libraries, what kind of libraries and functions they have been using and everything, you can just look it on to this buildwith.com. Okay, and hosting provider. Oh, major thing. Hosting provider is nothing but where they have been purchased this cloud. So using this through this NetMagic solution, they have purchased this educloud360.com's cloud. That means server, backend server, storage server. Okay, and then web server is IIS, Internet Information Services, which is controlled by Microsoft. Okay, so this will be considered as an information gathering. Okay, and then next moving on to the planning analysis. Okay, what kind of planning you are going to do? So major thing, if you are looking or if you are looking into a web application or if you are going to find out some kind of vulnerability, the major thing you have to analyze what kind of modules has been presented on the web application. For example, in this web application, okay, so in this website, it'll be having so much of thing. So we'll be having a six column in six links. One is 360-degree and teacher login, parent login, AEM and fees, and then bus fees management. Planning analysis is nothing but you have to analyze each and every link. If I'm just clicking on this link, I have to know, okay, where it is going and where it is traveling and everything I have to know. And according to that, you have to find out the vulnerabilities which is having a low impact and which you can easily find out it is being vulnerable. Okay, so I'm just taking this AEM, that means this AEM portal, because I'll tell you why I am choosing this. Okay, so next moving on to vulnerability detection. Okay, vulnerability is nothing but weakness. Again, I'm saying and weakness. So what kind of weakness you are going to find out? There is so much kind of frameworks which have been used for web application security. Okay, in this vulnerability detection, basically I'll tell you a real scenario so that you can just think out, you can just think from outside the box. Okay, consider most of the everyone will use WhatsApp. Okay, so consider you'll be having some kind of scenario. I'll tell you the scenario and just think out it and how you can find out the vulnerability. Okay, what's the find out in WhatsApp? I'll go with YouTube. Okay, so first thing, me and another person. So there's two guys in this scenario. Okay, consider me as an A and another person is B. Okay, so how we are going to find out the vulnerabilities in YouTube? Okay, so A, that means I am as a and B is another person. Okay, I'm just going to buy one kind of I'm just subscribing to one channel which will be only posting some kind of private video. Private video is nothing but if I'm doing live stream, only the registered persons can see. For example, take this as Google Meet. Only the registered persons or this only the link who has been shared to the persons can connect to the Google Meet. Otherwise, no one can enter into this Google Meet. That's the thing. This will be considered as a private stream video. Okay. And consider B. B did not register to this Google Meet or a YouTube Live. Okay. Now I'm just sharing this link to the B person. That means, ma'am, can you please mute your mic, ma'am? Lily, ma'am. Sorry, guys. Excuse me, ma'am. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay, so I'll go with that scenario where I have left. Yeah, so I'm just sharing those links to the B. Okay, what he is doing is trying to connect to the YouTube. Okay, so if he has access to that video, means there will be some kind of vulnerability. That means there is no such kind of protection. That means authentication and authorization protection. Okay, without there is authentication authorization protection, who are all accessing this URL may directly enter into that particular video or particular conference, and everyone can access it. Okay, so in this scenario, what the YouTube has happened is this, that B person is directly accessible to the YouTube video. That means he has not registered, and he has not registered his mail ID, and he has not registered his information to that particular organization or particular channel. So that means there is some kind of issues is nothing but vulnerability. I'll be calling as a privilege escalation. Okay, privilege escalation is nothing but while I am having a user access, I am trying to find out the admin access. Okay, that's what we are going to do in this AEM portal. Okay, so through this we need to find out where is the weakness has been happened. Okay, and penetration testing is nothing but you are going to find out the what kind of thing is, that means how you can exploit it, how you can enter into the particular vulnerability, and how you can gather those information. So it will comes under the penetration testing. And reporting, finally what you have to do is you have to, what are the things you have done from you have started from information gathering, you have to make and report every report, and you have to submit to the particular organization, so that that particular manager or some kind of peoples can easily understandable, okay, this kind of vulnerabilities or this kind of issues has been happened on the server or a web application. Okay, no worries, theory won't get you the knowledge. I'll show you the real demo. Okay, so that through that you can learn some kind of new things. Okay, and framework for web application testing. Okay, so these are the framework is nothing but through this framework is some kind of vulnerabilities list. This is a topmost list, and this is a thing they have been used in every organization. The first thing is OWASP. OWASP is nothing but one kind of framework, Open Web Application Security Project. In this OWASP, there is so much of vulnerabilities being classified, and through this OWASP, they'll be just delivering their vulnerabilities list. This is a kind of vulnerability which is listed on the OWASP framework. Okay, and OSSTMM, that means Open Source Security Testing Methodology Manual. So everything is based on one kind of framework. They'll be having a different kind of characters and different kind of methodologies, but the name will be common. The vulnerability name will be common. Okay, so here through this in this framework, I'll just take this OWASP. Okay, and PTF is also penetration testing framework, which will classify different kind of vulnerabilities. In those vulnerabilities, it will be just for OWASP and PTF. The vulnerability will be the same, and the kind of presentation and presenting will be different. Okay, and ISSAF, Information System Security Assessment Framework. Security assessment framework is nothing but only you will be just reporting what is the vulnerability and what kind of vulnerability is that, and you won't do penetration testing or exploitable and everything. PCI DSS is nothing but payment card industry and data security standard. This is only for your online payment, like a RuPay, sorry, Razor Pay, or this kind of thing. Overall, this PCI DSS will classify, and they will be giving certificate to some kind of organization who are all using the online transaction or online kind of business transaction and everything. Okay, so this PCI DSS will little bit tough to get those certification. Okay, even though this PCI is having some kind of certifications, it's little bit tough to get those, because you have to know basic concept and algorithms and encryption and cryptographic algorithms for entire things for that retail online payments. Okay, you have to analyze what kind of online payments is there, why they are using, and you'll be having some kind of default checklist based on this PCI DSS. Okay, so in this, for this session, I'm just choosing this OWASP. Okay, in this OWASP, this will consider as a top 10 vulnerabilities. Okay, top 10 vulnerabilities. First one is injection. Okay, what is mean by injection? I'll be getting, some of the people will know injection is nothing but some kind of injecting the malwares or malicious things. Okay, that's not an injection actually. Okay, so injection, in this injection will be having a so much thing of classification. One is they'll be calling as an SQL injection, no SQL injection, and then LDAP injection and HTML injection. SQL injection is nothing but SQL is structured query language. That means we are going to inject some kind of queries to the server. Through that, we are just accessing their data. It will comes under SQL injection. Okay, HTML injection is nothing but we are going to inject some kind of HTML entities. HTML entities in the sense, okay, I'll just open my atom. So for SQL injection, so everyone can visible, right? So SQL injection, in this SQL injection, I will be injecting SQL queries. Okay, and in HTML injection, injecting HTML elements like header tag, bold tag, and script tag. Okay, so this will consider, and then LDAP injection. Okay, LDAP is nothing but we'll be calling as an lightweight directory access protocol. Okay, I'll tell you the example, very easy example. Consider one of your person is living in an apartment. Okay, apartment will consider around 15 floors and 125 houses. Okay, you're in one of the houses. Okay, so you'll be having a security guard, and you'll be having so much of security guards and everything secure thing. Okay, this lightweight direct access protocol, same kind of thing. Consider there is a server and everything they have been used on the, and everyone is accessing and everyone is using on the particular server. Okay, the first thing in lightweight direct access protocol, so you're belonging to one kind of houses on a house. Okay, so like you, everyone will be belonging to each their own house. Okay, consider that apartment owner will have everyone's key. Okay, everyone's key that particular apartment owner will have, and you will be having only your own house key. Okay, so that means we can just differentiate that apartment owner is the overall admin, and you are the admin for only your house and not for the whole apartment. You are the just only owner for your own house and not for the next neighborhood house or every kind of thing. So this will be the same thing in server. Okay, this lightweight directory access flow. For example, consider this website. Sorry, this Edu Cloud website is being hosted on one kind of server. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out what kind of website has been hosted on the same server. Okay, for that I'm just going to view dns.info, one kind of open source web page. Here I'm just giving only the domain name. Domain name is nothing but you have to give only the educloud360.com. Okay, educloud360.com. In this educloud360.com, you can see for this particular IP address will be having a only one server. That means only one domain. Okay, for example, if you are going with some kind of zybig.com other domain, will be getting so much of domains. That means this will be considered as a shared memory. That means a shared server. Okay, so this will comes under LDAP, Lightweight Directory Access Protocol. This overall server, okay, this overall server is maintained by one person, and only this Zybic is only for the particular organization's person, and this other server, other website will not be there, will not their owner. Okay, so this will consider as an LDAP vulnerability. Okay, so through this injection, we'll be getting this. This is a major, and this is a better thing for this session. Okay, I'll go with the example right now. Okay, so using this AEM. Okay, AEM, this is in portal, and there is a username and password. Okay, I don't know the username and password. Just simply, I'm just giving admin and admin. Okay, incorrect username and password. So this is a basic username and password. Everyone will be giving onto that particular server. I'm just giving admin at 123 and incorrect username and password. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out vulnerabilities, whether it is vulnerable to SQL injection or not. Okay. How can I find out? So this is the thing. So for example, how the query will be. So when in front end, okay, there will be having a username. Okay, in username they are getting the username and password. Okay, in back end, what they will be getting is for this username they will be having a some kind of for this username they will be having a some kind of variable. For example, I'm just giving a $user, and for a password I'm just giving a $pass. Okay, $pass. In backend, how I'll be getting is I'll be having some kind of variable. That means, for example, SQL. In this SQL, how they will connect this username, how they will connect this login option. They'll be having a MySQLi connect. MySQLi is nothing but database connect. That means they are connecting to the database, and they are calling some kind of variable. I'm just giving a new variable name new. Okay, in this new, what they'll be giving is they'll be giving the query. That means select star from table name which they have been given on the database. Okay, from the table name where, okay, this particular column will be presenting on the database. That means just I'm giving US for user, and this for user they'll be calling this user from the username. They'll be using AND operator. I'll tell you why they are using AND operator. For password, I'm just giving a pass. Sorry. Single quotes, you have to give single quotes, pass. Okay, for user, I'm just giving an single quotes, I have to give single quotes. Okay, and pass, and everything is okay. Okay, and they'll be having some kind of condition. Definitely they'll be having some kind of condition. So for that, what they will be giving is for $SQL is equal to 1 means, okay, they have to log in. Otherwise, else they'll be having an else. In else they'll be having a login failed. So this is an exact scenario how the login will be happens. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this SQL injection command. That means one single quotes or single quotes 1 single quotes is equal to single quotes 1. Okay, why I'm just giving, I'll tell you everything. Okay, so I'm just erasing this again. Okay. One single quotes. Okay, so if I'm just giving on this front end, okay, I'm just going with copying this one single quotes or single quotes one single quotes is equal to single quotes 1. I'm just copying it again. I'm just going with, I'm just giving login. Both username and password, I'm just giving the same input which I have given on the atom. Okay, now you can see here there is an admin, right? Okay, so you can see here admin, that means I'm an admin user, and you can see everything school or from details, which are the schools has been what are the schools has been registered here, and I can just add SMS and SMS login details, and everything is being entered here. Okay, how it works, that's the main thing. You cannot blankly, you cannot give the user input like this. You have to understand what kind of thing is being happened on back end. Okay, so same thing I have given here. So single quotes. Okay, so this single quotes and this single quotes are default thing in the backend. Okay, this is my input. One single quotes. Okay, while I'm just pasting this, one single quotes and single quotes, this will be considered as a one variable. Okay, and automatically it will see this or. Basically, this or an AND operator. Okay, so or means sum. You can be just learning in a microprocessor. And means multiplication. Okay, so in this scenario, OR operator, if one input is true, okay, and another input is false, it will be automatically log into the particular site. Okay, in this AND scenario, both the inputs should be true. So that only you can just log in into their particular site. Okay, so that is a major thing in OR, and that's a major difference in OR and AND. Okay, here this one will be considered as a variable, and automatically it will go to the OR. Okay, so OR means what this will do is it will see only this user. Okay, why I just given this same input to the password also? Okay, because it is necessary. That means I have to it is necessary to fill those password. In that password, I cannot give this normal like admin or kind of thing. So that same kind of this one single quotes or single quotes one single quotes is equal to single quotes as given to the password also. Okay, so both thing is being correct. That means automatically this $mu will be considered as a 1. $mu will be is equal to is mean 1. That means $mu is equal to 1 means automatically here it will go as 1. Okay, that means this SQL injection, that means this SQL will be 1. Okay, so automatically if SQL is equal to 1 means login. This is a process has been happened on this website. Okay, if you need to register some kind of thing, you can just register everything into this address and then email and then everything. Automatically it goes to the school from details. Okay, so this is a major vulnerability. I'll be calling as an SQL injection, which impact is more critical because you can directly access their admin portal. Okay, so this is the most important vulnerability, SQL injection. So same kind of thing is called okay, for example, here I'll show you how it works. HTML entities, HTML injection. I'm just giving a head. That means I'm just giving my name Rams. Okay, H1, and address I'm just giving a bold. Okay, I'm just trying to find out whether this is vulnerable to HTML injection. Okay, so I'm just giving this is it for testing purpose. Bold character. And mobile number, I have to give my own. Okay, you can just give your fake mobile number and everything. I'm just giving a fake mobile number and my mail ID. And email password is I'm just giving here and this is not my original mail ID. Okay, and sorry, this is not my original password and don't want to try it. And I'm just giving username is Zuzu Hunter, and password is I'm just giving ASP, and code I'm just giving 123 and short name is Zuzu. I'm just trying to okay. So here you can see some kind of error has been happened. That means a potentially dangerous request form value was detected. That means they have been included some kind of prevention techniques. That means this HTML tags or the kind of special character should not be accepted on the client side variable. That means this is a client side. Okay, here in this client side input, this special character should not be acceptable. That means I'm just erasing this and just giving submit. If it's okay, same thing is for also address bar. Okay, again I'm going back. So this is a major technique. You have to go step by step to find out whether it's vulnerable for the particular vulnerability or not. So everything is for education purpose. I'm not telling you to do this for offensive side. I'm just telling you to find out if you're working in your organization or your college. You can just, if there is a login portal or kind of thing, just go and check it whether it's vulnerable for the site. If your login portal is vulnerable for that particular site, means just try to inform your IT architecture, IT system admin, and try to fix those issues. Okay, so through this, what everyone can do is most of the people's in the sense students can easily find out this vulnerability and they can change their login, mark portals and everything. Okay, so I'm just coming for each vulnerability. I'll tell you the safe code technique and IT auditing. Okay, here, what is the safe code technique? So here, major thing is, give me a second, 1 second, sorry. Sorry. Okay, here in this website, okay, coming to this website, okay, here username and password, right? So what is the safeguard technique? No special characters should be used on this particular login portal. That means username and password, this single quotes and then is equal to or kind of thing should not be used on the login portal. Okay, so this is the first thing. Second thing, what they have to do is they have to fix some kind of prevention technique. That means they'll be calling as an string expression or kind of thing in the backend. They have to validate the client side input. Okay, so if they are validating the client side input, means automatically they can find out whether this SQL injection queries are kind of different queries. Okay, only username, only the alphabets should be entered, and other than no kind of special characters should be allowed. Okay, coming to the IT auditing. Okay, IT auditing is nothing but kind of auditor. What they will be doing is they will not be the so much in penetration testing. That means they are not so much good in exploiting the vulnerabilities or kind of thing. What they will be doing is they will be overall managing this login portal. Okay, whether this image has been properly configured or whether it's been also vulnerable to the directory listing vulnerability and everything they will be managing. Okay, so basically IT auditors, they'll be holding some kind of certificates like CISA, CISM, CASA is Chief Information Security Auditor, and CIS Chief Information Security System Auditor. This kind of thing will be having some kind of certification, and they'll be having some kind of audit checklist. Okay, for this login portal, what kind of audit checklist they'll be having is they'll be checking for this URL. Okay, if I am just logging in this account, they'll be checking for if there is any kind of cookies or session is going through on entire link, and they will be checking for each and every module. Is there any data exposing has been happened and everything they'll be checking by the auditors. Okay, so basically in IT auditing there isn't three kind of audits. One is IT internal auditing, external auditing, and infrastructure auditing. Okay, internal auditing is only the internal servers they'll be maintaining and they'll be auditing the overall internal servers, which is not publicly disclosed by the organization for outsider persons. Okay, external auditing is this kind of, this will comes under the external auditing. That means this website auditing, web application auditing, mobile application auditing, everything will comes under the external auditing. Infrastructure auditing is nothing but the whole organization. They'll be checking for each and everything. For example, the servers and biometric machines, and then their security guards machines and everything. Okay, like biometric machines. Okay, so infrastructure security and infrastructure audit will be comes under infrastructure audit. Okay, and I'm just moving to the next scenario based vulnerability. Okay, so I'll just took some kind of vulnerables for which I can show the demo easily. Okay, and next moving on to the cross-site scripting. Cross-site scripting is nothing but kind of client-side vulnerability, client-side attacking vulnerability. Okay, so using this cross-site scripting, okay, so basically the attacker, okay, what attacker will do is attacker will send some kind of links to the persons who is so much vulnerable. Okay, before sending those links, they will be analyzing the person whether they are vulnerable. Vulnerable in the sense if they are good at social networking, and then kind of like friendly type of manner persons, they'll be targeting the friendly type of manners persons, because easily they can attach to them and they can gather their information easily. Okay, so using, before going to this cross-site scripting, they'll be doing some kind of OSINT. OSINT is nothing but open source intelligence. That means they will be gathering their personal information about the victim. Okay, so after that they'll be find outing what is the most interest of the particular person, and they'll be creating some kind of links. Okay, through that link they'll be sending to the particular person. Okay, if they have opened the link, they'll be getting some kind of pop-up. Pop-up is nothing but alert box. That means please enable this or please fill this. While they are filling those information like their username or their mail ID and their password and mobile number and everything, if they are pressing OK, everything will be directly sent to the particular hacker's server. Okay, I'll just go with the real-time example. This is an Nepal government website, which is also been reported by our security researchers and everything. Okay, and we don't want to be panic and everything. So each vulnerability which I'm showing is everything is being properly reported to the particular organization and then particular government. Okay, so here this is an Nepal government website. Okay, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out the cross-site scripting vulnerability. That means cross-site scripting is vulnerability is majorly taking from client-side application. That means client-side. That means we are going to give the input, and what are the inputs we are going, automatically it hits to the server, and you will be getting the response. Okay, here you can see some kind of search box, right, which has been entered by the users. I'm just giving hi. You can see here title is equal to hi. That means this will be considered as a parameter. Parameter is nothing but what are the information. That means what are the requests we are giving to the server. It will be considered as a parameter. For example, if I'm just giving my name, Rams. Okay, rural, some kind of my name has been linked to the URL. Okay, I don't need to go with that. I'm just going with view page source, and I can find out whether the ROMs has been replicated. Here one value is equal to ROMs, and here programs. I don't need this. I need only this. Okay, you can see here input name is equal to search. That means what kind of things will happen. ID is equal to title, which has been indicated on the title, and type is text. text, only the text will be accessed. This is a class form control, is a basic thing in HTML. And style, how many height, how much height you have to give, width, and everything is being indicated. Okay, and you can see here placeholder is also a search. That means if I'm going here, if I'm erasing this, you can see here search, right? So that will be considered as a placeholder search, and value is equal to ROMs, which has been searched by me. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give one kind of special character. I'm just giving before, if you are going to execute this process scripting vulnerability, or if you are going to execute this HTML elements, you have to close the particular element first of all. So I have to know it is being, the value is being opened by double quotes and it's been closed by close, and overall that input tag is being closed by the single open angular, sorry, closed angular bracket. So I'm just giving double quotes and close angular bracket, and I'm just giving again ROMs. Okay, now go with view page source, again search with ROMs. Okay, now you can see here, okay, my ROMs is being indicated on the particular server, but I cannot see the see my extra single quotes, sorry, extra double quotes and then close angular bracket, which is not been placed here. But in front end, that means in this in kind of person called this website in client side, you can see here rounds, double quotes and close angular bracket. That means we'll go with the inspect element. Okay, it's easy to find out through this inspect element. You can easily find out how it works and everything. I'm just clicking on the search box, okay, which is placed here. I'm just opening here. Now you can see here, okay, I'm just, okay, you can see here, right? This value is being closed by my double quotes and then close angular bracket. Okay, that means this input tag has been closed. Now here what I can do is I can give randomly anything. So I'm just giving header tag. I'm just giving a header tag, ROMs header tag 1. Now you can see here, right? That means header tag is also being accepted by the search bar. Okay, now I'm just going to give my payload. Payload is nothing but exploitation code. Okay, for tell you an easy example. Okay, consider your house has been built by the glass. Okay, full and full built by the glass. Okay, so if I am a thief, okay, what is then my vulnerability? What is your vulnerability? Your house vulnerability is the glass. Okay, I'll be find out, okay, this is a vulnerability. If I break this glass, I can easily enter into your house and I can just take your information and everything. Okay, so now what I'll be doing, I'll be thinking for what kind of tools I can use. Tools is nothing but hammer or a stone or kind of brick or kind of thing. Okay, so that will be considered as a payload. That means exploitation code. How I'm just going to exploit your vulnerability. Throwing the stone, it will be breaking the glass. That means using the stone payload and just breaking your glass vulnerability, and easily I can just access your information. Okay, so same kind of thing. This script alert of one script is the vulnerability. That means a payload. Okay, if I'm just giving enter, we'll be getting one kind of pop-up. Okay, so you can ask how it being vulnerable, on how scenario, this kind of thing, how it's impact to the particular servers and everything. So there is in process scripting vulnerability, it will be having a two kind of classification. Okay, one is reflected process scripting and another one is stored process scripting. This is under reflected process scripting, which impact is medium. Okay, through this alert box, we can just gather their information like their cookies. So for that, I'm just typing document dot cookies script close tag undefined. That means there is no cookies right now, so I'm just getting undefined. If there isn't cookies, that means it consists of your username and password and everything. I'll be just automatically I'll be getting your cookies. Through the cookies, what I can do is without your knowledge, I can easily access your whole data and whole personal thing and everything. Okay, so this will be considered as a cross-site scripting vulnerability. Okay, how it works and everything is for only from the client side, that means user side, which I can give the information. Okay, I'll show you one again example. This is a e-commerce website. Okay, I'll go with uh, graceonline.in. Area pin code. Say okay. I'm just giving a 630. Okay, I'm just giving an Abhiram and Co. Okay. Okay, so here also a search products. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to randomly, I'm going to try here. Script alert of one script. No products from. That means this is working based on Ajax. Ajax is nothing but if I'm just giving one kind of each valid keyword, automatically it will give you the information. Okay, so I'll just log in with my mobile number. Okay, once again. So still I'm not getting the OTP. Please wait. Okay, now I'm getting my OTP. 3216. Okay, so this is my profile. And okay, so basically I have done one kind of testing. That means what I have done is I have just uploaded one kind of reverse shell file. Okay, so in this address, I'll tell you if you need to find out this vulnerability or if you need to work out this vulnerability, you can just go with the supermarket site, and no one has been responsible for this. I have just reported 2 to 3 times, and no one is still now there is no response from their site. Okay, so even if you are find out in the same kind of vulnerability, just report to them. You also report to them. You can find out that vulnerability on this address bar. Okay, in this address bar you can just find out their vulnerability. What I have done is I have just find out the different kind of vulnerability. That means I have just given the command injection. Okay, so accessing their backend database. Okay, so this in this address bar there is a vulnerability called stored accesses, which will pop up if you are opening this website or your profile page, automatically it will show you the pop-up. Okay, okay, let me show you another example for this cross-site scripting. So again, I'm saying this everything is being responsibly disclosed by the organization. So, and you don't want to be now I'm entering to this website, automatically I'll be getting the pop-up. You can see here, right? If I'm just going my account page, I'll be getting pop-up for more than thing. You can see here in my name Ram Sundar, and you can see here kind of double quotes and close angular bracket, and for the name I have given the payload name. Okay, I'm just giving going with view page source, and you can see easily So once again, sorry, Ram Sundar. So if you have any queries, just fill it on this chat box so that I can, after this finishing this vulnerability and everything, I'll just explain you the queries. Okay, and sorry, view page source. Okay, you can see here, welcome Ram Sundar, and with my script alert of one, my payload, cross-site scripting payload. Okay, whenever I'm just entering to my profile, automatically through into their backend, that means into their backend site, they'll be also in that database site, they'll be also getting the pop-up. Okay, whenever I'm just accessing this account, they'll also get the pop-up. Okay, so this is a considered as an stored XSS, which has been stored in their database, and automatically it will execute whenever I log in or whenever they enter into their database for entry or for deleting or everything. Okay, let me check if you have any queries about this. Okay, if you are using any site, will it be notified to that, sir? Okay, show any example, sir. So okay, please give practice example for skill detection. Uh, Three of the persons has asked about this. I showed you the exact example, and still, if you have any doubts, just ping me in this chat box. I'll tell you. Okay, moving on to the next vulnerability to show you for a demo and everything. Okay, so basically for web application, the mainly they'll be using, we will be using one kind of tool called burp shoot. Burp shoot is nothing but kind of proxy tool. Okay, proxy tool is nothing but what happens in the sense, if you are giving some kind of request to the server, okay, through this tool, what we can do is uh, we can easily intercept those requests, and we can modify it or we can change it. That means what you'll be doing is you'll be doing man in the middle attack. You'll be just accessing or intercepting their packet, and you'll be changing or you'll be decoding those messages, and you'll be getting the information. Okay, so for this, using this burp shoot, I'll just going to tell you one kind of example or a real-time example, which is still vulnerable on DigitalOcean cloud. So everyone knows, I think so, digital ocean. Okay, so in this DigitalOcean, there is one vulnerability is called OTP bypassing. That means I'll tell you the first scenario, and after that I'll show you the demo. Okay, the first thing what I'll be doing is I'll be just going through login through fake mail ID or fake number. Okay, and I'm not going to give my original number. Okay, and after that, after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enable two-factor authentication. Okay, through that, in two-factor authentication, if the registered mobile will receive some kind of OTP, through that only you can just enable your two-factor authentication. But here what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the phone number in backend while giving the request. Okay, so this is a scenario. I'll just show you how it works. Okay, so for example, okay, sign up with email. Okay, I'm just giving testing today. Okay, so this is my name, and then this is okay, same testing today, August at gmail.com. Okay, and password, any password I'm just going to give same.
It's 1 o'clock.
Testing today at 123. Okay, so this is so much of long. I'm just giving testing at 123. Is this enough? Okay, I'm just giving sign up and don't save. I don't need to save the password. This dummy password and everything. Okay, so what happens is confirm sign in method, and it's asking everything. I don't want to give this recent verification mail because this is not my original mail ID and this is my fake mail ID. Directly I'm just going to the my profile page. Okay, I'm just going to the my profile page. Okay, still it's loading. My loading. Okay, So here you can see enable 2FA, that means two-factor authentication. I'm just clicking on this. Enable two-factor authentication. Yeah. Authenticator app recommended. I don't know to go with authenticator app because I cannot find out the vulnerability on this because it goes to the third party. It links to the third party, so I cannot find out. So I'm just going with SMS. Okay, here I have to give the country code, that is India, and I'm just going to give random number. That means I'm just giving 3342244110, which consists of 10 numbers. Perfect. Okay, so sorry, I just give escape. So India, sorry, I just give one escape. 6633, sorry, 6655443322 Okay. So before giving a send, I'm just going to capture this packet on my burp shoot tool, which is mean by proxy tool. Okay. I'm just giving a send. You can see here there isn't so much of packets. You can see here post API v1 two-factor authentication. This is an URL for the particular packet, and you can see here method SMS type primary calling code 91 phone number. In this here phone number, I'm just giving my original phone number. Okay, and I'm just giving a forward, and intercept off. It's asking me enter verification code. Okay, I'm just going to check my mobile. Yeah, and I have received one verification code 9D5E57. Okay, so I'm just giving a submit. Okay, you have enabled two-factor authentication. I'm just copying this codes and everything, and you can see here we will send a unique code to this number. Two-factor authentication enabled and backup method codes, backup method enabled, everything. Now I have just enabled my two-factor authentication with a fake number. Okay, so this vulnerability is considered as a OTP bypassing. Okay, with for the fake number, for example, let me take two kind of numbers. One is a A and B. On behalf of A, I'm just receiving the OTP on B. Through this OTP received through this B, I'm just receiving an OTP. Through that OTP, I have just signed that I have just enabled two-factor authentication account with A. Okay, so this will be the vulnerability and this will be the scenario. If you have any doubts on this particular OTP bypassing, just you can give give the queries, and I'll be explaining you how it works and everything. So anyone else? Still okay. So no one is having doubt. Okay, good. Okay, so I'll go with that PPT and I'll just tell you the everything. Okay, so and then broken access control. Broken access control, I'll tell you an easy method. Okay, broken access control. For example, if you are as a normal user, okay, you are a normal user and you are going to access the admin portal. That means you are going to work as an admin access. That means you are going to find out the privilege escalation vulnerability. Okay, using some kind of tokens and sessions and everything. Okay, so this consider under CSRF. CSRF is nothing but cross-site request forgery. Okay, and security misconfiguration. Security misconfiguration is the most important one because through the security misconfiguration, what you can do is you can just directly access their backend data called directory listing. Using directory listing, you can just access their everything. So for example, I'll just tell you one thing, interesting thing. This is a rainbow communication which is being which is their internet service provider. Okay, you can see here Rocket, Salem, Sparkers, Salem, Super Mega is everything is like an broadband. Okay, and they are also having an internet TV, which they have been see everything that will be calling as an OTT and IPTV, internet TV. Okay, so now what happens in the sense they are just having some kind of misconfiguration attacks. For example, this is a logo of the particular web application and also an image. I'm just opening in a new tab along this image, and I'm just erasing their directory, and you will be getting the directory listing of the particular site. Okay, so in this thing, that means in this vulnerability, you can classify two kind of vulnerabilities. One is concerned security misconfiguration and also sensitive data exposure. Okay, so through this, why I'm saying this sensitive data exposure, you can also easily access their database SQL file. So Rainbow ISP SQL, and if I'm just clicking on this, you can see their franchise mobile number and their location and what kind of address and everything. Okay, so that means users information has been compromised by the particular organization. Okay, so through this sensitive information, sensitive data enclosure, and then the security misconfiguration, what the audit people will do is audit people will look into this vulnerability, and they will be creating some kind of problems in the sense they will be creating or finding some kind of cases to the GDPR is nothing but general data protection policy. So it will come under complaint regulation. General data protection regulation is the regulation EU on law on data protection and privacy. That means no one should. That means no other organization or no other this retailer organization should be careful on their what kind of information they are having. They should not compromise the information about the customer or clients and everything. But here there isn't data breach. Data breach in the sense there isn't some kind of vulnerability called security misconfiguration. Through that, you can just access their directory traversal. That means you can just access their directory. Through the directory, you can access their backend thing and everything, and you can just access their clients information and everything. So every website or every web application will have this kind of little bit vulnerability on the particular sites. Okay, so this is also a most important vulnerability: security misconfiguration and security data exposure. Okay, broken authentication. What do you mean by broken authentication? Broken authentication is that there is a two kind of thing in. One is authentication and authorization. Authentication is nothing but if you are working in an organization or your college, you'll be having a two kind of thing. One is your management, which is sitting on your admin block, and another one is security guard. Security guard is okay, security guards will be on standing on the front of the college or organization. Okay, they'll be checking your ID card and your everything. That means there is an authentication. Only this kind of ID card will be, or identification card will be allowed to enter into the authentication. Okay, authorization is if you are coming from outside college. That means you are different. You are wearing different ID card. Okay, in the different ID card, they'll be checking why are you coming here and everything, and they'll be calling to the management. That means they'll be giving you the authorization to enter into that particular organization or college. So it comes under authentication and authorization. Authentication is username and password. Authorization is what kind of user. That means what kind of role should be allowed and what kind of role should be you have to access. That means user or admin privileges. Okay, in this broken authentication, the major thing. Okay, so for example, consider if you're most of the persons will have a LinkedIn profile. Consider you are just giving a logout button. Okay, and after that you know your password, but also you're just giving on the forgot password, and you'll be getting the big link which includes your username. Okay, now coming to find out the vulnerabilities. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my friend's username, that means friend's mail ID, which I have found on the LinkedIn. Okay, what I have got on the big link now. Instead of my name, I'm just entering my friend's username. Okay, while clicking on the link, automatically, if I'm getting the forgot password page means, okay, and also I can change the password also, it comes under broken authentication. Okay, and you don't want to try it on LinkedIn. There is no vulnerability called broken authentication. I have told for your easy reference, so easily you can understand. So that's what I told you. Okay, and the same thing, insufficient logging and monitoring. Insufficient logging and monitoring is what I have done on this kind of thing now, this login portal. If I'm logging with this username and password, the monitor, if they are monitoring their server or my or their this web application cloud, okay, automatically they'll be getting some kind of issues or some kind of not a notification. Someone has been accessed by illegally. That means unauthorized access has been happened. Okay, so if they are not monitoring or this kind of thing, it also comes under insufficient logging and monitoring. And this is the things I have told you, the things no is everything is based on IT field. That means information security organization based thing, real time scenario. If you are putting this teaching professional and you are going to work as a cyber security researcher, this is the real time scenario, and you will not be getting onto the theory part, and you will not be getting the theory part. Again, I'm telling you, you'll not getting this real time scenario on theory part. Okay, and insecure deserialization. Okay, insecure deserialization, the major thing. Okay, consider I'll created one kind of example. Okay, take this two example. I'll go with example 2, which is most easy to understand. Okay, so here, and PHP forum uses PHP object serialization to save a super cookie. That means this website, that means for example PHP based website is saving an super cookie. That means cookie is super cookie is a name. Okay, cookies, in that cookies containing the user ID, role and password hash and other state. That means in that cookie you'll be getting your username and your password hash and roles. This is a major thing. Role is what kind of role? That means user or admin. Okay, using this insecurity decision, okay, using this cookie, what attacker will do is attacker will find out this deserialization cookie, and automatically instead of user, he'll be changing to the admin with the username and user number. For example, you can see here S4 and S5 and everything will be changed. Okay, so through this vulnerability, insecure deserialization, automatically the normal user will have the admin privileges, and automatically that particular victim can easily download or easily delete those files and everything on the particular server. Okay, it also comes under the top 10 attacks. And using components with known vulnerabilities. Okay, so this is a very low impact. Using kind of tools and everything will be find out in the vulnerabilities. That means an automation tools. For example, for each vulnerability, for injection or broken access control or insufficient monitoring or security configuration, broken authentication, everything there is some kind of automation tools they are using on real-time industries. Most of the organizations they are using the real-time organization, they are using the real-time automation tools for their thing. Okay, so okay, we'll go with this thing. Sir, can it possible for banking transaction? No, banking transaction is most secure, and you don't want to be panicked, because in this banking transaction only limited number of OTPs will be uh, OTPs will be sent to the particular victim. Okay, is there any secure OPT app? Sorry, you're asking about OTP app. There is no secure OTP app. OTP is kind of automation thing. That's like an I'll be calling as an sorry, combination. No, so it will be rearranging the particular numbers and everything. Okay. Is there be any vulnerable websites on VMs? So where we can try OTP bypass. Sorry, the major thing what you have to do is before going through this OTP bypass, you have to know the basic concepts, how it OTP works and how it, what kind of URLs is being passed and everything you have to understand. So that easily you can find out whether it is vulnerable or not. Okay, without knowing the basic knowledge or not on basic knowledge, without knowing the without understanding the methodologies which they are using on OTPs, how they are creating and everything, we cannot bypass those OTP. Okay, so I'll go with another one example, easy example, so that everyone can know this. Mm, okay, 1 rupee vulnerability. I'll go with this 1 rupee vulnerability. Okay, so I'll go with one kind of websites called Alma. Okay, Alma Herbal. And again, I'm saying this is only for educational purpose. Don't try it on any other website. And if you're buying though for those less amount, I'll tell you how audit process will go. Okay, so I'll go with only 15 minutes more. I'll go with fast. Okay, so first thing. Okay, so I'm just going to buy one kind of product. Okay, so here you can see it is an rejuvenating fruit. Okay, some kind of medicine. Okay, I'm just going to open my Berkshire tab. That means Berkshire software, intercept off, and I'm just giving add to cart. Add to cart. I'm just going again here, and you can see here. Go for add to cart with the product ID is 43 and quantity is 1 and product price ID is 43 and MRP is 190. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give for 1 rupee and I just forward and intercept off. Now going with cart, you can see here Alma that particular, okay, so that particular product is vulnerable for 1 rupee vulnerability. That means this parameter, that means that MRP parameter is vulnerable for modifying the values. You can see here this Alma. Okay, so quantity is 1, price is 1, and quantity is around like 500 ml. Okay, that means half liter. Okay, you can subtotal and the discount is 0 and grand total is 0. If possible, I can also change this discount value. Okay, if I am placing this order, okay, automatically you will be getting your product, right? You will be getting the product confirmation and everything, your order will be success. But in the audit process, okay, in audit process, what they will be doing is, I'll go with now audit, security audit. Okay, specialized information security professionals and security auditors conduct audits for computer security systems. That means the both managers, that means information security managers or auditors, that means IT based information security, information technology auditors will do security audits on computer security system. Computer means they have web applications, servers and systems and everything. Okay, usually working as external consultants. External consultants, security auditors access computer system safety and efficiency. They'll be checking their system oftenly and their client system, because they'll be checking for any malicious activities or anyone is accessing their information on a backdoor and everything. They'll be doing on the security audit. Okay, if they find out some kind of vulnerabilities or a weakness or some kind of thing, they'll be providing a detailed reports. Okay, so basically some kind of certification is there for to be an information security auditor. There is an CISP, which I told you, information certified information security manager, and CISP is certified information security as a system security professional, and CISA is certified information security auditor, and ISO is information security organization. international security organization, with what they will be giving is they'll be giving us some kind of giving you the recognition. That means this organization is good and secure and everything. Okay, so this SISM and CISA is most of the who are the persons will do is they'll be working as a manager on the particular IT company, and they are moving to a security professionals means they'll be doing this kind of certification. So automatically they'll be moving on to an information security manager, which what they will be doing is they'll be creating some kind of checklist in the sense what kind of things and what kind of policy should be followed and what kind of thing they have to do. That means, for example, if username and password for SQL injection, for username and password, there should be one user agreement policy. That means a password policy. In user agreement policy, username should consist of only the username and no the special characters and everything. In password policy, the minimum password length should be in 6 characters and maximum password length should be on 15 or 20 characters, so that usually you can find out or you can just prevent those login authentication vulnerabilities. That means SQL injection. Okay, so necessary. Why this IT auditing is necessary means okay. So in IT auditing, the basically auditors will check from the basement. That means if you are developing the web application or online retail payment services and everything, they'll be checking for each and everything, including the low impact vulnerability. That means this token, for example, if they are creating one kind of new kind of cryptography algorithm that for both encryption and decryption algorithm, they will be checking for the keys and private key and public key. Okay, if this public key or private key is being captured by this auditor, this both technical team will caught by technical team will be warned, and they have to give some kind of security patches to the web application. That means, so each and everything, even though they will be testing, okay, they'll be testing under black box testing, white box testing, and gray box testing. Black boxes testing is nothing but without prior knowledge, they'll be testing and they'll be checking for the vulnerabilities. White box testing, they'll be giving everything. That means this is an information and this is a request. They'll be giving you the KT, that means knowledge transfer. They'll be giving this is a login portal's username and password. You log in through this and you can just find out vulnerabilities. And gray box testing, 50% they'll be giving the information and 50% you will not be getting the information. Okay, so this kind of thing. Okay, so this kind of thing, everything is been accessed by the IT auditing process, and they will be face the consequences from the client side. If the web application or server is being attacked by the hackers or any kind of thing, technical team will work on to the attacks, and the main auditor, the IT auditors will check on these attacks, and they will be have to deliver the reports to the client side. Okay, so that's the thing they have been given. Consequences of a breach and demonstrate that your organization has taken the necessary steps to protect client and company data. So everything is being under the policy, like what I have said, like user agreement policy, password policy, and HR policy. Everything is comes under IT auditing. Okay, in some organization there may be a lack of awareness of how often security policies should be reviewed and why. So basically, if you consider your organization or consider this EduCloud or this Alma Hermel, they won't have some kind of this IT auditing peoples, because okay, so if there is an IT auditing peoples means they won't allow them to have this information. So these are all the person's information. That means they are users information. You can see here some kind of people named as Kanimuli and their mobile name and their address. So easily what happens is that their information has been disclosed and this being breached by the persons. That means they are in their team. That means this Alma Herbal team. Okay, so if the IT auditors or IT auditing team is being presented, okay, so they will be find outing these are the vulnerabilities, and we have to fix those vulnerabilities because each client's information and customer information should be confidential. Okay, and also here this most of the matrimony websites also been vulnerable to the SQL injection, and then it also will get you the also you'll get the okay, I'll show you the uh, they are matrimony, I think so. I don't know. Sorry.
Sir, sir, this is Duraimurugan.
Yeah, yes, சொல்லுங்க sir. Yeah, tell me sir.
Actually, the presentation mode I change பண்ணாங்க. One second, can you present it? Present now?
Oh, okay, okay, okay sir. Sorry sir, sorry sir. Now it's okay sir.
Yes, 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 sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay. Here, okay, in this Alma Herbal, you can see here some kind of information about their invoice. That means who are all purchased their order products and everything with their name and their phone number, and even though they are residential address. Okay, so this is so much of vulnerable to the particular organization and for also also for the client side. So easily this information can be stolen and sold by the attackers to kind of in black market, and everyone can buy this, and easily from here automatically you'll be getting started to get the cyber threats and cyber bullying, and then after that you'll be getting a direct attack. That means a thief will directly go to their house, and they, because they know the address, and easily they can theft any kind of information or their jewels and monies and everything. So this is the main thing to safeguard their information. Okay, so this kind of thing will be easily understand by the attacker in the sense the IT auditing people, and what they will be doing is they will be find outing where it's been vulnerable, on how they have to find out and how they have to prevent it and everything. Okay, so for this for safeguarding this kind of vulnerability, and major thing for SQL injection, I have told you you have to prevent the username and password with that only the character should be accepted, and other than the character anything should not be accepted. Okay, and for cross-site scripting same thing, only the characters. The search bar is being opened, only the characters and not the special characters. Okay, and for this and for this directory listing, there is one kind of thing called HT access. Through this, if they are being prevented with the HT access, means the main thing what happens is they won't get you the the attacker cannot get the directory listing. Okay, so I'll show you the example also. If I'm just opening this and just erasing this image name, and you will be getting the one error. That means access to was denied. You don't have authorization to view this page. That means I cannot access this directory. Okay, so it is prevented. That means sensitive security misconfiguration vulnerability is not there, and I'm also not getting the sensitive data exposure from this URL, from this directory. Okay, so this is in a short time from for in this 1.5 hours you cannot get those maximum information, so that I have just given you the short information. Okay, so if you have any doubts you can just ping me. I'll send my everything, my mail ID and everything. You can just contact me. And my contact number and everything, and if you have any doubts you can just ask me here now for 5 minutes. So we'll end up this session around this 1:35. Otherwise, if you are willing to this end of this session, good, no issues. I'll send my mobile, contact number and everything, and you can contact me for for everything. So this is my mail ID and my password. Sorry, sorry, my contact number. You can ping me in WhatsApp also, and you can also ping me in mail and everything. Okay, and okay, so we'll end up this up to this, and thank you so much, Lily Ramesh ma'am, for giving me this opportunity, and also Dorai Murugan sir, so for giving me this opportunity to conduct this session. And thank you, all of you, for attending my session. So you are the most previous person to attend, because I can the speaker by speaker can speak, but you have to understand what are the things that I have told you and everything. Thank you so much, and thank you once again. Thank you so much.
So, thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation as well as the practical session. So, thank you once again. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much. Okay, well, wind up with the session. I'm just leaving. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay.